At the beginning of January, I had the chance to return to Vietnam to visit my family. While I was there, I stopped by my niece's house, and the moment I stepped into the living room, my eyes were immediately drawn to a bright red horse statue placed on the coffee table. When I asked about it, she told me, "This year is the year of fire, and my element is also fire, so it has to be red, it has to be fiery, otherwise I will not be able to rise, Auntie." After hearing that, I shook my head. This is the kind of thinking many people still fall into, assuming that Feng Shui is simply about filling in what is lacking, or thinking the more alike, the better. In reality, the year 2026 is a time when the fire element is overwhelmingly dominant. When someone with the fire element brings even more stimulating fire items into their home, the effect is very much like pouring gasoline on an already raging fire. What often follows is increased impulsiveness, rushed decisions, and money that flows in and out quickly, giving the illusion that things are going well, while in truth, it becomes harder to retain wealth. That is exactly why, in today's video, I am going to share what I have learned through both Feng Shui knowledge and real-life observation to help you choose the right items that align with the fire element in 2026. Before we begin, if there is anything you would like to wish for yourself or your family in 2026, feel free to leave a comment below. Something simple like, "I hope my family stays safe, happy, and that everything at work goes smoothly." Now, let us dive right in. Feng Shui overview for the fire element in 2026. According to Feng Shui, 2026 is the year of Bingo, and both the heaven and earth energies of the year belong to the fire element. This makes the overall energetic rhythm run quite fast, causing people to act quickly, make fast decisions, and money to move more rapidly than usual. However, when we look deeper into the five elements, the year 2026 contains a regulating factor described as water from the outside, creating a blend of speed and volatility. This means that although things might seem to move fast and new opportunities appear often, they can also shift direction suddenly if there is no early control or foundation of stability. For people with the fire element, this is a year that aligns with their nature, so their internal energy is often triggered early on. Many will feel more proactive, ideas will come faster, and there will be a clear tendency toward bold, decisive actions. At the same time, life's rhythm will speed up, making financial and career decisions happen one after another, with little room for pause or reassessment. From a financial perspective, within the five elements of Feng Shui, the metal element represents achievements and accumulation. When fire operates at such an intense level like it will in 2026, circulation tends to outweigh accumulation. That explains why many people with the fire element will feel busy and constantly juggling tasks. Money might come in, but it is difficult to establish a sense of long-term stability, especially in the early part of the year. As for health and mental state, when fire is in excess, it often leads to tension, quick reactions, and difficulty relaxing if your daily routine lacks balance. This is not superstition, it actually aligns with ancient theories about the connection between energy flow and mental state. When things run at high speed for too long, both the body and mind need to be adjusted to avoid burnout. All in all, 2026 is a highly energetic year for people with the fire element. Opportunities show up early, but they come with higher demands for alertness and self-regulation. By understanding this pattern from the very beginning of the year, people with the fire element can avoid unnecessary missteps and build a solid foundation for what comes next. So instead of picking items based on gut feeling, choose ones that truly help you cool down and preserve your good fortune. Up next, I will walk you through 3 essential groups of Feng Shui items that will help you restore balance in your living space, so when opportunity knocks, you are ready to grab it. And when money comes in, it does not slip right through your fingers. The first item, Feng Shui animal statues. Feng Shui animal statues are deeply familiar images in many households. Some people place them simply because they appreciate the intricate craftsmanship, while others find a sense of mental peace by looking at them each day. As we step into 2026, for those with the fire element, the real value of a Feng Shui statue lies in the balance it brings to the mind and to the living space. In the fast-paced rhythm of the year of the fire horse, when everything seems to move quicker and we are easily swept into rushed decisions, having a sturdy-looking statue can offer an oddly calming sense of security. Statues like the Pixiu or the three-legged toad, when crafted from copper, ceramic, or natural stone in earthy tones like deep brown or golden ochre, tend to evoke a strong sense of trust. When you gaze upon these gentle, grounded colors, you may feel your mind settling down, your thoughts becoming clearer and more deliberate. It is a natural way to regain clarity before signing a contract or making an important financial decision. Arranging a Feng Shui statue in your home is much like organizing your own thoughts. When you place a small statue facing your work desk or turned inward toward a warm part of your home, you may notice a peaceful and focused energy gathering there. This kind of setup nurtures a sense of wanting to protect and value what you already have. It also gives your wealth and work achievements a more lasting pause point where they can settle. Sometimes, just a quiet little corner with the right statue can help someone with the fire element feel the pressure of 2026 lighten a bit, making each step feel more solid and confident. The second item, Feng Shui houseplants. In everyday life, houseplants are often the clearest way to bring comfort into a living space. For people with the fire element, plants fall under the wood element, forming a natural connection in Feng Shui. Entering the year of the fire horse, both the pace of life and the pace of thoughts may accelerate more than usual, so the presence of green plants helps soften the space, reducing harshness and creating a strong sense of balance. Plants with solid green leaves, tidy shapes, and resilient growth are better suited for fire element people this year. Jade plants, aglaonema, ornamental taro, or green pothos are all familiar choices that are easy to care for and naturally blend into most living spaces. These plants have stable green shades, not too sharp or overly bright, making them easy on the eyes and calming for the mind. When we see greenery every day, we tend to slow down just a little, becoming less impulsive in our decisions. In your home, all it takes is a few spots with gentle natural light to place a plant and make a difference. You do not need a lot of pots, nor any elaborate arrangements. One healthy plant, with evenly green leaves, placed neatly, often brings a stronger sense of life than trying too hard to match some complicated Feng Shui layout. What truly matters is that the plant thrives and fits well within your household's everyday lifestyle. Caring for plants also brings a steady, slower rhythm into your life. Watering them, wiping the leaves, or simply watching them grow day by day gives your mind a natural break. When your living space is calm and orderly, people with the fire element are also more likely to maintain emotional stability. As a result, both work and finances tend to follow a more sustainable path throughout 2026. The third item, Feng Shui stones. Feng Shui stones are quite common. Many people carry them around or place them in their home as small decorative objects. For someone with the fire element in 2026, stones are especially useful for staying mentally sharp in a year when both pace and emotions are likely to run high. The year of the fire horse brings intense fire energy, which often leads to non-stop thinking and reacting. Having the right stone helps create a needed pause before making decisions. Stones in light green or soft violet tones tend to work well for fire element individuals during this time. For example, emerald, with its cool, clear green, offers a refreshing and soothing feel that helps ease mental pressure when juggling multiple tasks. Amethyst, with its gentle purple hue, brings a more grounded energy that encourages deeper thinking and helps you avoid acting on impulse. Carrying these stones helps people with the fire element remain more composed when dealing with work or financial matters. When using Feng Shui stones, moderation is key. A simple bracelet, a small pendant, or even a single stone placed neatly on your desk is enough to provide that emotional anchor. The comfort you feel when holding the stone in your hand or just seeing it daily is more important than how big or how many you have. A clean, smooth stone placed thoughtfully will help steady your mind each time you interact with it. In 2026, Feng Shui stones are not about creating explosive breakthroughs. Their role is to prevent your thoughts from racing too far ahead, allowing decisions to be made with greater clarity and maturity. When the mind is calm, work and finances tend to follow a more consistent rhythm, leading to lasting stability. Along with choosing the right Feng Shui items for yourself, you should also pay attention to keeping your living space neat and minimal. Be proactive about clearing out anything that is no longer useful or does not match the pace of your life in 2026. The first item: objects with sharp or pointed shapes. The first type of item that people with the fire element should be mindful of in the year of the fire horse is sharp-edged or aggressive-looking metal objects. These are the kinds of things that often show up in a home without much notice, from metal sculptures with angular designs to decor with pointed tips, and even display models of swords, spears, or other intense-looking weapons. According to applied Feng Shui, sharp metal objects generate a kind of dynamic and tense energy. And in a year when the general pace of life is already fast, these objects can make the atmosphere feel constantly rushed. For people with the fire element, that sense of urgency is not just in the space, it starts to affect the mindset too. Living in an environment with lots of sharp lines and shapes often makes it hard to sit still. Thoughts become restless, impatience grows, and you may find yourself reacting quickly to even minor situations. What is tricky is that the effects of these items are subtle. Your eyes see them every day, and your brain starts to register their sharp, confrontational shapes. Over time, this leads to a natural, unconscious sense of defensiveness. This directly affects how you speak, how you handle tasks, and how you make money-related decisions. When your mental state is always on edge, you tend to make decisions too quickly, often without enough time to properly consider your options. In 2026, people with the fire element do not need to get rid of all sharp metal objects, but it is a good idea to reduce the number of them or adjust where they are placed. These items are better stored away or moved to areas with little daily activity. You can also replace them with objects that have softer, rounder, or more stable shapes. When there are fewer sharp corners in your space, your mind begins to calm down too. Life slows just enough for your thoughts to become clearer, and that is the solid foundation you need for both work and finances to settle into a more steady rhythm throughout the year. The second item: excessively water-based decor. In many homes, water elements are added to create a cool, calming vibe. Fish tanks, mini fountains, or paintings of flowing water are common ways to soften a space. But for those with the fire element, it is important to be mindful of how much water-themed decor is present and where it is placed. In applied Feng Shui, water symbolizes constant motion. When it appears too much in key living areas, the energy can feel unstable. People may find it hard to stay focused, thoughts become scattered, and plans often shift before they solidify. These effects build up slowly over time. For fire element individuals, this ongoing motion can scatter personal energy too. Tasks still get done, but there is less clarity or sense of direction. Many end up juggling work non-stop, yet find it hard to reach a stable point to build momentum or savings. That is why limiting water-based items in your space helps restore balance. With less motion around you, it becomes easier to stay centered. For fire element people, stillness supports clear thinking and allows for better structure in both work and finances. As 2026 unfolds, many fire element individuals will quickly feel life accelerating. Work builds up, plans overlap, and the mind races. In such a fast-paced time, a stable foundation becomes more essential than ever. Feng Shui, at this stage, should be seen as a way to reset your environment. A tidy home with fewer stress triggers helps clear your mind, support calmness, and ease your daily routine into a healthy rhythm. Small adjustments early in the year often bring lasting results. Since we are still early in 2026, this is a great time to realign your lifestyle with your energy. Keep what grounds you, and gently remove what makes your space feel heavy. When your base is strong from the start, work and finances will flow more steadily. Let us wrap up here. I hope you can step into the new year with a stronger mindset, a more peaceful home, a balanced daily rhythm, and the calm energy to go the distance with ease. With that, the year of the fire horse can truly unfold in a stable, lasting way. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you again in the next one.